What's up, Toshi here. I just finished my JINGLIU build and I'm happy to show you all. I'll be rolling for the character on day 1, so expect to see a video of showcasing her. Let's hop right into it. Now, my build is centered around Silverwolf and Pela, so do keep that in mind. I am using the Quantum set, so I benefit from having a character like Silverwolf in my party with JINGLIU. But if you're not using the Quantum set, which is pretty much JINGLIU's best slot, we'll get into the reason why, then you can use the ice set instead. I just didn't see it as being resin efficient for my account. So my physical MC is gear holding for my JINGLIU. You can see right now I only have 2400 attack. That should rise. I have 105 speed, so keep in mind she is running attack percent boots. I have 35% crit rate, 188 crit damage. The crit rate is on the lower end, but keep in mind that the character does get free crit rate in her kit, and then the crit damage is really high. You obviously want to have as much crit damage as possible because that's where most of her damage is going to be coming from, is her crit damage, right? And then for the light cone, I do have this secret vow, which isn't the best light cone on the character, but it still is good enough. I would be honest here, I believe having this light cone is better on the characters you're using alongside JINGLIU in the party, just such as Blade and Clara, for instance, if you plan to use those characters, because she will drain their HP, making them have a lower HP threshold than the enemy that she will be hitting. That is like the first, I would say, 1 to 2 hits, right? A 25% ice damage boost is going to be very valuable for JINGLIU. Do keep in mind, I did not have a Mo's Welcome You either on this account, so I had to use what I have. And I'm currently in the process of farming for the harder light cone, right? So once I get that from the simulated universe, then I will be using that instead of a secret vow. I am actually using Inner Salsoda, and the reason being is because I cannot for the life of me get relics from planars. The planar spear and the planar rope is my worst pieces of all time across all my accounts. So I'm using what I have. This is from my early days of farming on this account. I do have an ice damage boost, which is very nice. It has decent stats. I think stats are very important compared to everything else for the character. Now, do keep in mind, most of her damage comes from her elemental skill, so you would be rocking the Rudolon Arena and get more value from that. The only reason I'm using Inner Sasato is, again, because this is the only set I've been able to get ice damage boost. It's absolutely unbelievable. But I do get ultimate damage increase, which is pretty good for the character. And I believe she has an extra attack, follow-up attack. I'm not too sure if she does. I have to relook at her kit, but I do remember seeing an extra attack she has in her kit somewhere. And I do have this piece here, attack percentage, right? This is the only piece you would want to run on the character because she is a damage dealer first and foremost. And, well, yeah, that's what I have for now. But I am still in the process of farming Rudolon Arena because it is going to be a net DPS increase for the character. Now, I'll be using her alongside Bronya because she is slow, right? 105 speed for my JINGLIU is nothing to scoff at. So using Bronya allows me to push up JINGLIU, give her a turn, and make more use of the attack percentage boost she has. Thus, Bronya being one of the best supporters to use alongside your JINGLIU. Now, this account is Omega free-to-play. I am using Past and Future on my Bronya, but it is still a very strong light cone, right? Giving you 28% up to 32% at Refinement 5 damage bonus to the ally. I don't have the best level traces on my Bronya, so keep in mind that it could be a lot more damage bonuses going towards the ally, in this case JINGLIU, but still level up as much as you can because this is going to be a lot of damage for her. I am using Pela alongside my JINGLIU because Pela is going to be one of the best supporters. I would argue, in my opinion, she probably is going to be better than Silverwolf in a bunch of cases, especially Memories of Chaos, so I find myself using this character more often. So this set is going to be best installed on Pela in most situations. Now, do keep in mind that this set allows her to take more advantage of this light cone here, so being able to have higher effect hit rate, right? It's very good for a defense down debuffing character, and then the energy regeneration rate is very good for making sure that whenever you do get your ultimate up again, you're able to use it right away. And I'm using an energy regeneration rate rope, which gives more energy towards Pela, allowing her to get those 2-turn ultimates, right? Eidolon 4 being a huge upgrade for JINGLIU as well, increasing her damage overall. Using this elemental skill on the boss allows your JINGLIU to be hitting the boss with as much damage as possible. So I'm really excited to use this character alongside JINGLIU, and I cannot wait to see how good these two characters are going to pair with one another. So for my sustained character, I'm going to be using Bailu. Now, the reason being is because my Bronya already has a cleanser for elemental skill, so I don't need another cleanser in the team party because the only one doing damage in my team is going to be JINGLIU, which will show the teams in just a second. So Bailu being able to give a ton of healing and a totem mitigation makes her the best supporter to use in the party, or should I say the only supporter I have on my account. Now, do keep in mind, right, that Bailu synergizes really well with Bronya because in hyper carry teams, you only need to cleanse the ally that is going to be doing damage. Now, I do have Jeopard and I can use him instead of Bailu, but I don't have him built, and you see he's only level 40 because I've been spending all of my resources pre-farming for Jingliu. But in the near future, I definitely will consider using Jeopard instead of Bailu because that is more synergy with the rest of the team, which is also Ice Element. Mention is with this team, I like this a lot because it is pretty free-to-play friendly in my opinion. I mean, these are two standard banner characters. You probably already have Bailu and you maybe already have Bronya. So this is a really solid free-to-play team and it works really well. A very solid hyper carry team for Jingliu. Now, I know what you might be thinking, well, Toshi, why are you using Silverwolf alongside your Jingliu? And I can use her if I want to. If I do actually end up replacing Bronya in the party, then maybe I'll put Silverwolf and then have Jeopard be my sustain character to mess with the mono ice comp. I'll probably use my Silverwolf with Seal because these two characters synergize way better in my honest opinion. And on top of that, I'll have another team for the second half of Memories of Chaos. So that's pretty much my reasoning behind that. This is another solid team you can use with Jingliu right here, and this is going to be with other destruction and damage dealing characters, Jeopard being the sustain option, presenting himself to be very valuable alongside Arlen, right? Because Arlen needs a shield or otherwise this guy gets popped, and Jingliu, especially draining his HP, means he's going to be even more squishy, so having her in the party allows these characters to exist as damage dealers while also buffing up Jingliu herself. So this is a team I really am looking forward to trying out, but of course I need to build my Jeopard first and foremost. So there you have it. That's my Jingliu build, and that's the characters I'm going to be using alongside her in the team parties. Do keep in mind, if you do have a character like Blade, you will get a lot more value out of Jingliu in parties. You can use Blade instead of Arlen in a team like that, and you don't have to use Jeopard because Jeopard does have higher taunt values, making him take more, aggro away from your Blade, who you probably want to get hit by the enemy in a comp with Jingliu also. Lastly, I said this in the last video, but I'm always going to say this. Keep in mind, when you do roll for damage dealers, it seems like in this game are going to become obsolete. I don't normally say stuff like this, but I just want to preface and mention that. It's really easy to get caught up with the hype behind characters in Honkai Star Rail. Do keep in mind, try not to go too hard into damage dealers, just because Honkai Star Rail supports seem like they're going to last a lot longer than damage dealers. I think that's the case in most gacha games in general, supports lasting longer than a damage dealer. But especially in Honkai Star Rail case, we've reached a damage ceiling relatively really quickly after Seal's release. And following Seal's release, characters like Dan Heng and now Jingliu seems like she's going to make another strong case of that with characters like Blade existing in her team party, right? That's the video here. I'm going to be streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/Toshio. The link will be in the description on Jingliu's banner arrival. Thank you for watching and have a nice rest of your weekend. Peace.